Oh, tired. Oh crap! Video. Oh, hold on. Oh, I'm not in the right shape of mind. I'm all over the place. Hold on, people. Hold on, people. Let me fancy this up. All right. Look presentable, you know. That's what I do in all my videos. Walked in. That's more like it. Anyway, back to Smash Bros. Let's start with this kit. Before we do that, though, disclaimer. This is not Power Rangers. Before anyone gets confused, this is the Japanese show the Power Rangers came from, okay? Capiche? Capiche. Let's start this video. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Guy Akari, a Super Sentai fanboy who would turn into the 6th member of the Super Sentai team Gokaiger, called Gokai Silver. So, here's some backstory, so spoilers, obviously, as I've said that in every other Smash Bros. Kit, I swear. So what happens is, he sacrifices himself to save this girl who was on the street, and he almost dies, or does die. I'm not really sure what happens, but that's not what matters. What matters is that when he is in his, dream state, he meets 3 dead Sentai members named Dragon Ranger, Time Fire, and Abare Killer. Again, I know they look like Power Rangers, they're not, shush. They are like, yo, this is cool. So you know what? They give him this thing. They give him this thing I have right here, which, I don't actually edit, but they give him this, the Gokai Cellular, and the Ranger Key, the silver one, to become Gokai Silver. And not only that, they give Guy the 3 great powers of their respective teams, the Zhu Rangers, the Time Rangers, and the Aba Rangers. I believe that's how you say them. So, and then after that, he goes on, he joins the Gokaigers, and he fights the Zangyak Empire. This is not it, okay? So, he does fight the Empire, but he also helps in obtaining the other great powers of the 34 previous Sentai. They have a lot at that point, but that's not what matters. It's the fact he's helping for the rest. They do this to gain the greatest treasure in the known universe. Frickin' cool. Now, Guy, along with the powers of the 6 Rangers that came before him, will be joining to Smash Brothers. This is going to be an interesting fighter because Guy is not your stereotypical fighter that we built up beforehand. We built a cucumber and then 2 sword fighters, okay? Pseudo sword fighter and then a sword fighter. So this is not standard, as his weapon of choice is a spear. Specifically a trident, but it's a spear. And he also uses a gun primarily. But that's not a problem, as I had fun making this kit and had very fun improvising a lot of these. So, with that all out of the way, what if Guy, aka Gokai Silver, joined Smash Brothers? Like I previously mentioned, Guy has a strange set of weapons and abilities. His primary weapon is a trident, which there are no spearmen in Smash Bros. Byleth does not count in this equation because it's not their primary weapon, and also uses a gun, so that's fun. But Guy has an ability that the other Gokaigers have too. See, these Ranger Keys hold the power of the Gokaigers, right? This is their activator. But they have Ranger Keys of previous Sentai teams as well. I'll show you what I mean. Just let me... Oh man, okay. Oh, that's heavy. There we go, treasure chest. See? They keep it all in a treasure chest, makes sense. Just let me scroll around in here. No. Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry about that. See, this is one of the keys. This is Dragon Ranger. By... Oh gosh. Oh. I'll worry about that later. By inserting it into Guy's Morbirit, or Gokai Cellular here, and pressing it down, it would have Guy become Gokai, or Dragon Ranger. But that's not important. Yeah, we'll circle back around to this concept at least. For that said, let's go ahead and get right into Guy. He'll be a ranged attacker mostly because, Trident is pretty long reach, and having a gun also makes that make sense. I didn't really include a lot of martial arts in this kit, even though I probably could have. Whatever, it's fine. Guy will be a light to mid-weight character. He will have 2 jumps, be decently fast, and he'll also have the ability to wall jump and climb, or crawl. Hey, I want to record this before I forget to, so I'll just insert this into the video, but this Smash Bros. Kit will be the first with a semi-updated formatting. It's nothing too intense of a change. I just swapped around a couple things and added a couple new things, but yeah, just wanted to say that. All right, now on to the stuff. Yeah, cool. Let's get started with the basic attacks. Guy will have a 3-hit jab. For his first attack, it will have him swing his Gokai spear from high right to low left, then he'll stab it forward, and then he'll spin around and swing to finish off the attack. For his dash attack, Guy will stab the spear into the ground and spin off of it to launch him. After launching, Guy will kick forward. The stabbing of the spear can do damage, and Guy's kick does small flinching damage, but the attack has a lot of start lag and cannot be used midair. It also probably has a lot of end lag, let's be honest. For his forward tilt, Guy will swing his Gokai spear forward from up to down. For the up tilt, Guy will spin his spear in the air 3 times. Kind of like Roxas kit that I made, or Sora. No, the counter's not going up. That's for Kingdom Hearts videos only. For his down tilt, Guy will crouch and swing his spear directly in front of him, then all the way behind him. This move can trip foes. Next up will be one of the changes I've made. We'll do the aerials, just like with Nateboarding. This time it's permanent though. For the neutral air, Guy will spin around in a circle while shooting from his gun. For the forward air, Guy will slash his spear downward. Basic. But for the back air, he will swing his spear behind him and then fall down. For the up air, Guy stabs his spear upward into the air. And for the down air, Guy will stab his spear towards the ground. It can spike foes. He's very basic with the aerials, but hey, it is what it is. Okay, now we can do the smash stacks. For the side smash, Guy will use the Gokai spear in its gun mode, as he's already done. He'll charge the gun, and upon unleashing the attack, it will shoot 3 shots forward. For the up smash, Guy will crouch down with the spear. Once unleashed, Guy will swing his spear overhead. This will launch foes very far away. And for the down smash, it will have Guy charge his spear and then spin around in place. I seem to do this a lot. Alright, we can now move on to the other moves Guy has. Hooray! For the grab and pummel, Guy will grab the opponent with his hand, and then the pummel will have him use the Gokai spear in its gun mode. Which I think that's what it's called even, Gokai spear gun mode. Don't quote me on that. For the forward throw, he will toss the foe forward and then blast them. For the back throw, he will toss the foe backwards and then stab the foe with the spear. Guy's up throw could have him stab his spear upward to launch foes. And for the down throw, Guy will jump up and strike the foe with his spear before said foe bounces. I do want to note that Guy's forward throw will be the only one that does actually a lot of damage, but all of his throws will launch foes very far. Again, kind of a get off me tool more than anything. And now with that said, let's move on to the get-up attacks. Guy's get-up attack will have him spin his spear all around him. And for the ledge get-up, Guy will simply shoot his gun. This will do small flinching damage. Let's now move on to Guy's special attacks. Now, this may be a little bit like, what do we even do? We're building this guy, haha, funny. What do we do for his special attacks? Well, I've came up for a genius idea. For the first 3 specials, he will be utilizing his final wave abilities that are seen throughout the show. This is basically their end-all attack. Or at least one of the many they have. They have a lot, okay? Alright, so let's start off with his neutral special. He will use his final wave ability called Gokai Supernova. Using the Gokai Spear in gun mode, Guy will charge up one huge energy ball before unleashing it. So if it isn't obvious, this move is going to work pretty much just like Samus's neutral B or the Mii Gunner neutral B. If the attack is fully charged, it will of course cause Guy to do a lot of damage, but it will also cause Guy to do a backflip, which will move him a little bit backwards. So you can use this as a pseudo recovery move. Pretty neat. For Guy's side special, he'll be using an improvisation of that move called Gokai Supernova and Slash. So what will happen is Guy will shoot once again from the gun, and then Captain Marvelous, the leader of the Gokaigers, will come up behind him and do a double slash using his Gokai Saber. The three attacks will then combine into one and will continue going forward until it hits a foe or completely goes off the stage entirely, like it's gone in the blast zone. So this attack will act like a projectile, so it can be reflected, and it does a decent amount of damage, you know? Now for his up special, it'll be the ability called Gokai Shooting Star. So he'll use his spear in its actual spear mode for once. Finally. So Guy will jump up into the air and then throw himself and the spear into the ground. You can't angle this in any direction that's downward. You can't use this much outside of that. Okay, so here's a little bit of a catch with these three specials here. All three of these specials will do massive damage to shields. Like a lot of damage. So, keep that in mind. And now we come to Guy's down special, which, just play the clip real quick.
Wrap yourselves in. It could be a bumpy ride.
Guy's down B will be the ability called Gokai Change. So, this will have Guy do what the Gokaigers do best and harness the powers of the previous 6 Sentai members. So, yeah, like I mentioned earlier, they can use previous teams' powers. So Guy will be doing that, but specifically for the 6 Rangers. And if you want to look into what classifies as a 6 Ranger, be my guest. It's convoluted. But that's a topic for another time. So what this special will do, will have Guy pull up a selection circle with 6 different Rangers on it. You can then select between these 6 Rangers. After being selected, Guy will become that Ranger. Like, actually, he'll completely morph into that Ranger, and the morph will even call out the little sound effects, just for funsies. Once Guy becomes one of the Rangers, he will have a very, very limited move pool. He will still have his movement options and a grab, but will only have an A attack and a B attack. Now, I know a lot of you are wondering which Rangers I chose for this kit, but we'll get to that in a second, okay? I know some of you are probably questioning, can Guy become Gokai Silver again, or how does that work? Well, Guy will also keep the down B, so you can change back into any Ranger or Gokai Silver. However, if you lose a stock, you will be automatically reset to Gokai Silver, not to what you were last were. But now that out of the way, let's get started with the 6 Rangers I chose for Guy to represent in Smash Bros. The first 3 were probably the easiest ones to choose, those being Dragon Ranger, Time Fire, and Abare Killer. I mentioned this earlier, but these 3 were the ones that gave Guy his powers in the first place, so why wouldn't he represent them in Smash? Even though I don't think he, ever uses any of them. Really. I next decided to choose Mega Silver because it was the first Silver Ranger. And if I'm being completely honest with you, because of Power Rangers in space, I'm very partial to these suits. I'm just being blatantly honest here, okay? Next was Kiba Ranger, because of how closely tied Kiba Ranger seems to be to Guy. Because it was the first key Guy used after being connected to the chest, It was the center of an episode. I'm pretty sure it was in one of the movies that I skipped out on. Don't judge me. And last time I checked, this was the actor for Guy's favorite Six Ranger. And finally, I chose the fusion key that Guy was able to use of Go on Silver and Go on Gold, called Go on Wings. This was chosen because it kind of represents Guy's ability to just kind of casually fuse keys. He does this multiple times throughout the show, one of which being called Gokai Christmas. I wish I was kidding. Alright, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and start with Dragon Ranger. Dragon Ranger's A attack will have Guy swing the Juoken from left to right, then stab forward. The final stab forward will actually move him forward. The B attack will have Guy shoot an energy ball. Upon hitting the foe, the energy ball will shock said foe, damaging them for a bit and doing huge knockback. I'm not sure if this is an ability he can actually use in the show, but I basically just use the special abilities of every Six Ranger for their B attack. So, I'm sorry if I'm not accurate. I lost track, okay? Next will be Time Fire. For Time Fire, the A attack will have him rapid fire from the DV Defender, and the B attack will have him use the DV Defender in its sword mode to do a jump slash, then a slash from one side to another, and then finish with an X slash. Once again, a common trope on my Smash Bros. Kits, at least the last one. Next is Abare Killer. For Abare Killer, the A attack will have Guy shoot rapid arrows from the wing pentact. The B attack will have Guy do a Z slash, then shoot it forward. Opponents can take damage from the initial slash as well as the one from when it's shot forward, but that shot forward, once it's moving, will do more damage. Surprisingly. Next we can do Mega Silver. Mega Silver's A attack will have him use the Silver Blazer and shoot 3 times. One straight up, one at an angle, I think a 45-degree angle if I'm correct, and then one straight forward. Yeah, that checks out. The B attack will have Guy use Blazer Impact. He starts by running forward while shooting, and then finishing the attack with the sword mode and slashing directly in front of him. The slash doesn't have great range, but it does damage. I say that a lot. Now we can do Kiba Ranger. For Kiba Ranger, the A attack will start with him running and doing a slash to the right, then to the left, and then the end of the attack with a slash and twirling around. Almost sheathing the sword. Not literally, but metaphorically. Or maybe it is, I don't remember. For the B attack, he will use the move Howling New Star Scattered Echo. Guy will make some noise which will cause minor flinching damage, and if used repeatedly, could even cause confusion. And now, the final one will be Go on Wings. The A attack will have Guy do a flurry of attacks surrounding him with the jet daggers. And the B attack will have Guy use the jet daggers and fly around. You can't actually control him during this flight. Oh. Alright. That's a lot of stuff, isn't it? And yeah, that's it for the changes. Oh, one final thing. I should have mentioned this earlier. Guy can stay in these forms until he takes 30% of damage. After that, he will be reverted back to Gokai Silver, or if he gets knocked out. Being completely honest here, there were so many ideas that you could have used for Guy's Final Smash. The most obvious would be his mecha, as I believe they're called. I forget. But I knew right from the get-go what I really, really wanted to do. So with that said, let's get started with Guy's Final Smash, Gokai Legendary Dream. Technically it's a final wave ability, but hey, who's counting? For the Final Smash, it will start with Guy shouting Gokai Change and inserting a gold anchor key into the bottom of his Gokai Cellular. Gold energy will surround Guy, which will pull opponents into the Final Smash. You see him gaining a suit of armor in this Final Smash, and it is going to be cinematic. And now, instead of, half-assing the explanation, let me just play the clip. If any caught foe is over 100% of damage by the end of the final smash, they will be instantly KO'd. And now it's time for the new and improved extra stuff section. Hooray! Before I begin though, I do want to say that for this Smash Bros. Kit, I would like Guy to actually only speak in Japanese, kind of like Cloud and Sephiroth. Just makes him stand out more against other Smash Bros. Fighters, and also makes sense because there was no English dubbed to Gokaiger. I also think this would be fun because it's cool. Simple as that. I will speak in English for the Smash Bros. Kit because I don't know Japanese, but you can look up the Japanese version. Unless I use clips. Okay, obviously. Let's start off with something that's been missing for a long time, ever since Larry Boy. And that would be a stage entrance. For Guy's stage entrance, he will actually already be on the stage before he will pull out his Gokai Cellular and Key and shout, "Gokai Change!" before becoming Gokai Silver. Let's actually do the taunts first. Guy's first taunt will be the ever iconic His second taunt can have him pose dramatically with his spear and shout, "Let's do this ecstatically." His final taunt will have him pull out a Ranger Key and simply fanboy over it. Makes sense, he's a fanboy after all. Now we can do his alts. His default alt will be the Gokai Silver look. Then his second alt can be an alt color that will be red to reference Captain Marvelous, aka Gokai Red, and the leader of the Gokaigers. The third can be yellow to reference Luca, aka Gokai Green, or yellow. The fourth can be green to reference Dawn, Gokai Green. And the fifth can be pink to reference Ahem, hope I said that right, to reference Gokai Pink. I was going to do an alt that references his personal mecha, Gojujin, but it was looking really freaking ugly, so he can have a blue alt that references Joe, aka Gokai Blue. His seventh alt can be white. This actually references Abare Killer, who directly gave Guy his power. And the final alt can be an alt outfit that keeps Guy completely unmorphed. I know the logistics don't make sense, but you know what, don't think about it. Don't think about it. Now we'll do something that's never been seen before, which will be a series logo that will appear when you select him and stuff. For his series logo, it will be the Gokaiger logo, obviously. And now to end this all, let's do his victories. Guy's first victory will have him spin around with his spear and strike it into the ground. His next will have him pose like he does in the intro of the show. And finally, it will have Guy do his ever iconic pose as silver confetti and streamers explode from behind him. And that does it for What If Guy, aka Gokai Silver, joined Smash Brothers. I hope y'all enjoyed this kit because I loved it. It was very fun to make. So yeah, I hope y'all liked it because I did. I also hope that this video will get you to track down and watch Gokaiger. I found it on YouTube and I would have linked it in the description, but it's gone, so sorry. So with that said, I really don't have a lot to say this time on outro bit. This was a hard kit to make. Holy crap, was it worth it, you know? So thank y'all. If you enjoyed this video, then I suggest you like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. You know, we gotta hit hard. The Larry Boy videos almost hit 600 views. Come on, get it up there. Get it up there. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you now. Anyway, so until next time, I hope you had a great day and goodbye. I'm going back to bed. Good night.